I always stress and suggest knowing everything about the property before even proceeding with the investment. But what if you don't know how to run the numbers? What are the expenses to take into consideration? How to calculate the ROI, the return on investment before and after the refinance? Now you don't need to worry anymore. In today's video, I'm going to show you my deal analyzer in action. And of course, I will give it to you for free as well. Stay tuned. If I can change my life, so can you. Subscribe to my channel and I show you how. My name is Fabrizio Cravero and this channel is all about property investment for the UK and overseas investors. Today we are going to analyze a deal with my investment property calculator, and stay until the end because I will tell you how you can have it as well completely for free. I'm going to analyze this deal here. It is a 2-bedroom freehold terrace house in Warrington, which is halfway between Manchester and Liverpool. I actually analyzed this deal manually for you in a previous video. You can check the video here after this one. Those were the details that the agent provided. Purchase price £105,000. FMV stays for fair market value of £115,000. Then we have the agent fee of £2,500 and the rent of £650 per month. The agent showed the gross yield here, but I honestly don't care much for the gross yield. My mission is to educate investors to make good investment decisions based on the real net yield that can be achieved. And for this, all the expenses needs to be taken into consideration. That's why in the previous video, I show you how to extract all those data here. And remember, not to just blindly trust the agent. Due diligence is the key to make a good investment and eventually being able to build successfully a portfolio of properties that create passive income regularly. That's why, by using the comparable analysis, I show you how to find the estimated rent and the fair market value, which was £650 per month and £110,000 respectively. And now, let me introduce you to my baby, my personal deal analyzer that will make your job extremely easy. You will be able to analyze any property in a few minutes only. The deal analyzer is divided into 5 parts. The first 4 parts are where you can input the data. You have the property details, the refinance details, if you are going to use a mortgage either to buy the property or to refinance it afterwards. Then the letting details, when you rent the property, and the setup and refurbishment for the buying and renovation cost. In here is where all the magic happens. This is where you can find the results that will give you the answer if the property is worth considering or not. Look how easy it is to use. Let's start by typing the price agreed and the price advertised in here. And straight away, the deal analyzer tells you that you are analyzing a deal 5.3% below market value. Then in here, you type the fair market value. That was £110,000, and if you intend to use either a mortgage to purchase the property or you refinance it in a later stage, in here you type the loan to value. For reference only, as in the previous example, let's consider 75% loan to value. So let's type 0.75 in here. Then the interest rate was 5%, and you can see straight away the amount of money borrowed from the bank and the monthly mortgage payment. In the letting details tab, we type the expected monthly rent, and PCM stands for per current month. That after we check the comparable was £650 per month. And automatically the spreadsheet deducts 20% for the cost, including the letting agent fee and the MO, which is the managing operating expenses. If there are extra costs you want to deduct, you can just type the amount in here. And now you know that the net cash flow before the mortgage or the refinance will be £520 per month. We now move to the Setup and Refurbishment tab, where we insert all the costs involved in purchasing and renovating the property, such as the stamp duty that was £4,500, then the solicitor £1,500, the surveyor £800, the sourcing agent fee of £2,500, and the mortgage broker's fee £1,500. We skip for the moment this cell here about the refurb, but we type the project manager fee for the refurb that was £500. For the refurb, I created this separate tab because sometimes the agent may give you a detailed quote by item. Otherwise, like in this case, we only know that the total amount of the refurb will be £2,500, to which we add the contingency that can be anywhere between 5 to 20%. But before, we decided to consider the worst case scenario of 20%. That brings the total of the refurb to £3,000, and automatically this cell has been populated. Now we know that in total the setup cost will be £14,000 and £300. And that's all. There's nothing else you need to do. The deal analyzer is doing all the calculations for you, as you can see in the deal summary details tab. You can see that the total in the deal before the refinance is £104,000 and £300. Then we have the total in the deal after the refinance, £21,000 and £800. That means that the money invested, if you choose to use a mortgage, will be only £21,000 and £800. Then the monthly rent is £650. The monthly expenses before the refinance will be £130. The monthly expenses after the refinance, that means after we add the interest for the mortgage, will be £474. That brings the monthly cash flow before the refinance to £520. And the monthly cash flow after the refinance, that means after the tenant will be paying for the mortgage on your behalf practically, the monthly cash flow will be £176. And now finally we have the two details, very important, which is the ROI, the return on investment before the refinance will be 5.98%, and then we have the ROI or the ROCE, the return on capital employed. The ROI after the refinance will be 9.7%. Plus, I also added an extra feature, is the traffic light system that will help you to visually tell straight away if you should proceed with the investment or not, according to your goals. At the moment, as you download the spreadsheet, it is not activated because we are all different and what may suit me may not be suitable for you. But practically, by clicking on the cell and then show highlighting rules, you can tell the deal analyzer to give you a green light, for example, if the return on investment before the refinance is anywhere above 4%, and the red light if it is below 4%, or any other value that you consider matching your investment goal and criteria. And the same can be done for the return on investment after the refinance or the return on capital employed. Can you see how simple it is, the number analysis with the deal analyzer? I told you not to worry. I like to make things simple for you, but yet very detailed and professional. As I said, you can have my deal analyzer for free. To get it, there's just two things to do. First, you need to subscribe to the channel. And then, in the comment down below, you just write DA. My team will verify that you subscribe to the channel, and straight away we send my deal analyzer straight to your inbox. Let me know your opinion about the deal analyzer, and remember, invest with knowledge, create financial freedom, and I'll see you next week with another interesting video.